Greetings, you badly animated hitmen. It's Rusty here, and today I'm playing TRATEL64. This thing developed by UWILMOD, something like that. It's TRATEL64. It's free to play. There is some DLC you can buy. Although I don't know why you'd want to. Anyway, we've got two options here, E or R. Let's press E to start. Well, here we are in TRATEL's apartment, and you might notice something from the off. This game is absolutely hideous. I feel bad for all the other games that I've called ugly graphically, because this, oh my god, this reminds me of, oh, and I've gone out of the screen, brilliant. This reminds me of student projects from university, learning 3ds Max. There's no textures, there's no real character design. It's just ugly. The animation is awful. That does appear to be part of the joke. Just like these slow crawl title cards. Here you go, TRATEL tried to take his car to the destination he was required to go to, but the car wouldn't turn on. Bummer. Funny sometimes. The first one was funny that I haven't shown you, but it was so damn long. I don't know if that's on purpose to funny lol make you wait. And look, it's so amateur. Also on purpose maybe, but there's a sort of fine line here. Like, look at this. You got this floaty ass movement and you sort of like, did I jump there? Did I walk up the wall? What is even happening? And it still says I am TRATEL in the bottom. Quality production, this. Yeah, it's that fine line between this is a joke or this is just plain terrible. And I think the slow crawl text annoys me more than it makes me laugh, even though the text can be quite funny. So I will say Alice Stanley Parable commenting on games, which I haven't really noticed this do really well so far, but those arrows, it's quite amusing on the map, isn't it? This is the way I have to go. Now, who is TRATEL, you might be asking? He's a graphic designer. Maybe he worked on this game. Here's your character, and he has become a hitman. Someone has asked him to do a murder. So we're gonna... Are we frozen? No, we were just waiting for the next title crawl. Here we go. TRATEL arrives in a mysterious place. There's a telephone on the floor, and one hanging from the ceiling. He picked up the one that's resting on the surface, and I can't read too quickly, or I'll get ahead of myself. And here's a gravelly voice telling him to pick up the other one and place it next to the ear, I should have known ear, that has not embraced the comfort a phone provides. The voice or voices tells TRATEL that he has to kill his landlord, Chad Smith. The reward is 100,000 LP. Is that 100,000 Let's Plays? What is that? He gave no other details besides the job. So I can't skip through this, as far as I'm aware. I can't do anything. The only keys I seem to have are arrow keys, which allow me to move my character in the gameplay sections. The one we just did was a gameplay section. Mainly, it's just reading or watching horribly animated cutscenes. I was about to say they're part of the charm, but they're more part of the joke. Sometimes they are quite funny because they're so bad. I assume that was their intent? And they weren't just incompetent. I mean, it's quite lazy. If they could have done better, why the hell didn't they? Is it because it's a bit funnier? At least the text scrolled all the way up there. It didn't just finish before and cut to the next scene. Because that's what it is. Okay, we get to press E to start. Now this looks like I'm going to get to do some gameplay, but I bet I'm not.
Chad is a fatty. He's usually in the kitchen whenever I pay rent. That's probably the best place to start.
There you go. You see what I mean by it's a bit funny? The terrible animation and the awful voice acting? But really all I'm doing is walking to the next cutscene. The next And this, look at it. Look how fucking terrible it is. Oh my god. Yeah, this is, if I'd stayed doing on a game design course, if I'd stayed on my game design course, this is the kind of crap I might have come up with in my final year. Because I have no artistic talent either. I mean, just look at these textures. They aren't textures. This is probably the basic model in 3ds Max. Add some shadow and lighting effects. And this is the game you get. Right, ooh. See, in a walking simulator, I mean, this is worse than walking simulators. This gives them a bad name. Because at least in them, there's sometimes the illusion of choice and which way to go. Maybe you get to choose which area you want to go to first, which bit of the story you play first. This is not even that. And it just all looks so hideous. It doesn't have really a meta point like Stanley Parable had. I guess that's the closest comparison you could draw. Because it has humour, which this game kind of does. But only because it's so bad, we're following the breadcrumbs that look more like cheese. I like how it sort of freezes to get to the next loading screen. Tratel arrives in a dining room. On the table in said dining room, he found a covered plate. When he removed the plate, he found a sniper rifle and 100,000 LP on the plate. This was most likely a bargaining chip by the target, Chad Smith. It's making me chuckle, but it's also irritating the hell out of me. This title crawl's so slow. It's also really jaggedy. You need some anti-aliasing or whatever the hell it's called on this. And these I'm pretending the devs care about like visuals and stuff. This is free to play, but it's so badly made. And there's no gameplay at all, as far as I can see, except you're just literally walking to the next cutscene. The next fairly amusing but awful cutscene. Look at that text up there. Kind of looks like the kind of text you get in a mobile game. So yeah, walking sim, I might have a choice of where to go here. You know, there might be a little secret I could uncover. But here I'm just, oh god, and the controls are horrible. And he walks so slowly as well. This is like the title crawl. So I'm guessing there's only one way I can go. I can't interact with anything. Oh my god, it's not controlling properly. Forward doesn't go forward. Right, that's the one. So the gameplay part here is fighting the awful controls. I wonder if the music's stock music. Sure, I mean, it's not brilliant. It could just be the dev. There we go, I found the right screen. I am Tratel. And this game is hell. I mean, that is funny. Because it's so bad. Hey, Jet. Oh my god.
Tratel, nice seeing you in
Chad's even worse. He's got a melty face. Oh my god, what's going on with the side of his head? With the shadows. And his collar, he looks like he has tiny little claws coming out of his shirt. His flat face.
Dare I say it?
The awful voice acting does make it chucklesome. But just watch it. That little interlude where I had to pretend I was playing a video game was not fun at all. I knew
someone was going to kill me for the price. 100,000 LP.
100,000 LP. While I was at university up north on my game design course, before I switched to a different course, I moved in with this guy who was on the 3rd year of the game design course. His animation and just his character design looked very similar to this, very simplistic, and he got me and my friends to do some voice acting.
You're kind of a rotten one.
It was about this bad.
Rotten?
He didn't do a... He actually did... It was a Red Dwarf type thing, like animation.
I'm so awesome. I could say,
maybe this was a student project, who knows? Did you go to Teesside University, guys? Oh, jeez. I did it. Here's some happy music. I didn't even get to kill him. what is the point? I mean, Dear Esther, this makes Dear Esther look bloody in-depth as a game, an interactive experience. The deed is done. Chad Smith is dead. TRATEL1 gets a phone call. Oh yeah, that's why he's called TRATEL64. That's why, because after he kills a person, his number goes up. So we're TRATEL1 now. So this game is going to take us all the way up to TRATEL64. I hope you don't have to do every single murder. Anyway, I think that's where I'm going to leave this. It's free, so you can check it out. Apparently it's a couple of hours long, the whole game, so I'm guessing we skip ahead after 1. I would just watch it if you think it looks a bit funny. Just try and find a silent Let's Play where the guy has kindly skipped ahead, or maybe speeded up these title crawls. Oh, TRATEL1 to murder 64 people. Why 64? Is it like Nintendo 64? I don't know. Maybe this is memesy. If it is, I don't know what the meme is. It made me laugh a bit. It's not a video game. It's a joke. Oh, Target 2 is right around the corner. Death. Jesus. Kill me, TRATEL. I'll be 65.